Guys, welcome back to Rick's Car and Bike, and today we're here with a 2010 Infiniti FX35, which is a really great car, 6-cylinder, about 300 horsepower, very well made. And today what we're going to do is, the problem that we've had is it's been basically the idle's been hanging up. When you start it when it's cold, the idle hangs up a bit around 2000 RPM, and it's quite a common problem with these. And there's a couple of things that you got to look out for, and one of those is basically what happens is your Maf sensor, right? And it's your mass airflow sensor. That's the sensor that tells the computer how much air the car is getting, and then the computer adjusts the amount of fuel it throws in there. And so what you got to do is make sure that those things are clean. When I first looked at this engine, the engine bay itself was absolutely filthy. So it's got about 112,000 K on it, which is not much. But first thing I did is I like to clean it all up. And as you can see, it looks pretty new right now. It's looking pretty nice. So I cleaned that all up. And I'll show you here where the Maf sensors are. There's two of them because you have dual intakes. So you have one air box here. There's an air filter in there that you should remove and clean periodically. And then here, you've got your mass airflow sensor. So to get to that, what you got to do is you got one little bolt here, and you have another one over on the other side. And it's the same thing over here, exact same. On this side here, you have another air box. And with a filter in there, it needs to be cleaned periodically and taken out, removed, and replaced. Rather than cleaned, you just replace them. And here's your mass airflow sensor. You got your two bolts there that you need to take out and remove this. It just comes straight out. And then what you're going to do is you got to get some mass airflow sensor cleaner. You can get that at Canadian Tire. Don't use anything else. There's a special cleaner that you should use, and you can use that and just take it with a straw on the end of the can and blow it out really good. Make sure you blow out the whole thing, and then once it's all cleaned out, let it sit for 15 minutes or half an hour and dry up nicely. Then you just put it back in. Very simple. And the second thing you got to do is up here, as you follow the air intake, up here is your, basically in here you've got your throttle body. Okay, this is your throttle body inside here. And so what you got to do is this clamp here, you just take a screwdriver, loosen this, and then you're going to pull that off of the throttle body. Okay, pull this thing right off. And the tricky part is there's another little clamp here holding this other attachment. Okay, and so what you got to do with that is you got to take a pair of pliers and squeeze that together. Just squeeze those two tabs. And if yours is probably like mine was not nice and sitting up here nicely where I could easily grab it. It was stuck down underneath, so you kind of got to get it up around so you can actually get a pair of pliers on it. And what you do is once you've got that off inside, you'll see the butterfly valve on the throttle body. It's basically a round device that opens and closes. The computer opens and closes it depending on how much throttle you're giving the car. Okay, in other words, how much you're stepping on the gas. Okay, so it opens and closes, taking in more or less air, and the computer, through using the mass airflow sensor, decides on how much fuel it needs to dump in there. And so if that throttle plate inside here and the surrounding part is dirty, it's going to impede the movement of that plate. Okay, so the plate is not going to move smoothly inside the throttle body. So what you got to do is clean that. A number of ways to do it. I mean, I use you can use that mass airflow sensor. There's a number of things you can use to clean it. I use a toothbrush, or you can use a just a very, very soft brush to clean all in through there, particularly around where the butterfly valve opens and closes. Okay, and if you do that, then it will restore, should restore that ability of the car to the throttle body to move. Sorry, the throttle valve, butterfly valve, to open and close much smoother, and you won't have that idle hanging up so much. Of course, over time, these things do wear out, and mass flow sensors do fail over time. So if you do end up cleaning it, and that doesn't solve your problem, then what you can do is replace that. And you can find sensors for these. Then it's very simple to do, very simple plug and play. So you do have electrical here to take out as well. As you can see right here, you've got the electrical plug that you just squeeze on the tab and pull it right out, and that's easy enough to replace. So yeah, a relatively simple fix for a very common problem for these cars. And again, if you're the kind of person that, you know, you like being frugal, you like saving your money, don't buy a car that has dual air filters, dual intake, dual mass airflow sensors, dual throttle bodies, right? So look carefully at that when you're purchasing a car, because although these things are ultra reliable and last a long, long time, these engines have a fantastic reputation and produce a lot of power. But you know, if your goal is to buy a car that's going to be economical, you know, you want something that's got a single intake. Don't forget, a lot of these cars, to try to get more performance out of them, they also have a dual exhaust system. And so again, when they get older, you're going to have to replace that stuff. So you're not just replacing one muffler, you're replacing two, not just one set of exhaust pipes, but two, and more catalytic converters, and so on and so on. So again, if you want something simple and it's less expensive, especially over time, if you're going to buy the car when it's got a lot of miles on it, you got to make sure those things have been replaced or repaired. Otherwise, you're going to be in for, you know, a lot of cost. Again, another reason why, if you do want a car like this, you know that you can do these things yourself, right, and not end up going somewhere and paying $1,000 to do a simple Maf sensor cleaning and throttle body cleaning, butterfly valve cleaning that I did on this car. Okay, total time I'd say was probably about 2 hours, probably to do it and get everything cleaned up. And of course, you know, it runs fantastic. It runs even better now. There's no problem at all with the idle hanging up. So yeah, it's good. It's good to go. And heck, you know, it's always good to just wash the inside of your engine bay. Whenever I lift the hood of a car and I see a filthy, dirty engine bay, it just makes me wonder if all the other maintenance has been taken care of. So if you're selling a car, you definitely make sure you get your engine bay cleaned up. It just makes it look so much better, and people get the impression that you take care of your car because you clean things up. And same with if you're buying a car. If you're buying a car and you look inside the engine bay and it's dirty and dusty and there's, you know, no real signs of anybody being under that hood and doing some work, you should think twice about that car, right? On the other hand, heck, I bought a car once where somebody did a great job. They, in fact, had that engine bay looking beautiful, but the reason they did that is they were hiding an oil leak. And because it had been power washed and cleaned properly and everything else, I couldn't tell that it had an oil leak, and I ended up buying the car and subsequently had to do a lot of work on it to solve that problem and fix that oil leak. So yeah, anyway, lots of things to learn when you're working on cars, right? Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I want to try and get a lot of good, interesting videos out over the next little while. All kinds of things, you know, just sometimes basic maintenance stuff. Other times you'll notice on my channel I got videos on motorcycles, and I might have some coming up soon on some other types of vehicles. And of course, part of the channel is about making use of your vehicle and going out and riding your motorcycle or going for drives or adventuring out there too. So there's some of those videos too. So anyway, hope you enjoy the content that's happening on this channel. And if you do, please like, give a comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll do our best to get some more stuff out coming your way soon. Okay, take care, guys. This is Rick from Rick's Car and Bike signing off. Cheers. It's Rick here from Rick's Car and Bike, and thanks for watching that last video. And I tried to put that one up just to give you an idea of how important it is to take care of the basic things on your car. You know, they're pretty simple to do, simple to fix, and very inexpensive when you do them yourself. But they sure make a difference when it comes to selling that car. And I just talked recently to a young person who sent me a message, and he's got a car for sale, and unfortunately it's gonna probably end up going to the scrap heap and get recycled for 300 bucks, because the maintenance just hasn't been done over the last few years, and it's developed all kinds of things. You know, a coolant leak, needs a water pump, it needs timing belt, it's got oil leak, it's got the PCV system needs to be replaced. It's another Volvo S60. And when those things don't get done, it just ends up costing you thousands of dollars, or then the car loses its value and becomes a throwaway. So please remember to keep up with the maintenance, even the simple things like keeping that engine bay clean. It forces you to get in there and check your fluids and make sure that your oil is up there. You don't have a coolant leak, that your coolant levels are good, your power steering levels are good, and so on. So, yeah, we're going to take care of those cars, guys. Anyway, I'm just here trying to help people out and save you some money at the same time. So, please like the video, share amongst your friends, let people know what's happening here on this channel. If you have any questions or repairs that you want to know about, if there's any way I can help you out, I'm more than happy to do that. So take care, guys. Have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.